Hi, this is Rick Stroud with Stephen Holder of the St. Petersburg Times here at One Buck Place as the Bucs prepare to head west to San Francisco to play the 49ers. Now on Monday, Stephen, Carolina coach John Fox complained a little bit that the Bucs, and specifically Aqib Talib, was guilty of striking Jimmy Clausen in the head on the final offensive play. It was a quarterback sneak, and in fact, they've turned that play over to the league. We talked to Raheem Morris about it today. What was his take?
Well, you know, his defense really of Aqib Talib and to a lesser extent Sean Jones was that, look, the rules that are in place are designed to protect defenseless players. And in this case, with the quarterback trying to score a touchdown, his contention is this is not a defenseless player. That is true. I happen to agree with that. I think what the league is going to make a decision on is whether or not this was a helmet-to-helmet hit, which is a totally different aspect of this story. So I still think there's some danger there of Aqib Talib being fined, perhaps, or worse, you know, given the fact that this is a quarterback, he supposedly has a concussion, could miss this week's game. So we're not talking about just a very run-of-the-mill hit here. We're talking about a pretty serious situation for the Panthers. So they're not going to let this go, and they're certainly going to take this to the highest levels of the league office, I would think, you know, given that this is their quarterback we're talking about. So, you know, we'll have to see in the next couple of days whether there's any fallout there. One of the things, though, that's really already sort of decided itself is the left guard situation here at One Buck, where Ted Larsen really has vaulted Jeremy Trueblood and anyone else apparently on the roster to really become the starter at this point, even though they're not calling him the starter from here on out. He really is playing like a starter right now and is being treated as such. How has this guy come in here so quickly and turned this team's attention on him? Well,
it's been a surprise, and he's a local kid from Palm Harbor University High School right here in the Tampa Bay area, so that's a bonus for him, obviously. But they watched him in the preseason, had him highly rated in the draft, and when he was put on waivers, they jumped on it. And he's a guy who plays with great leverage. He's a guy who can get angle blocks on people, moves very well. They saw him play a little bit of guard in the preseason. He was a center in college. And so, yeah, he's come in here. You know, they cut Kedrick Vincent after a while. When Jeremy Trueblood was done playing center and Jeff Fain came back, the thought was that Trueblood would move to guard. Instead, Ted Larsen, he is the starter, Stephen, because he's the guy that's taken all the reps, played the entire game last week, did very well, had the key block on Cadillac Williams' 45-yard touchdown run to seal that game. And so when you put him on tape, he just shows up and is doing very well. And the Bucs, you got to give credit to the coaching staff that has been agreeable to playing these guys. And the other guy that we're waiting on now is Jeremy Trueblood. And I think, you know, I don't know if that knee is healthy yet. You know, what is your sense of whether Trueblood or if they go back to James Lee for another week here?
Well, he sprained the MCL in that right knee. Obviously, that lateral movement becomes an issue there. So, you know, there's no sense putting a guy out there who's not 100% at such a critical position when the backup, James Lee, is playing at a high level, which he is. So, you know, really this coaching staff is taking the approach, don't mess with a good thing. And you know what? They're winning games like that, and it's working. So, you know, you can't necessarily knock them for that. So stay tuned as developments unfold here as the week goes on TampaBay.com, and we'll be back with more at a later date.